Hi everybody, it's Rob. Okay, so this is the first real video in the SEO portion of, or the SEO course, right? And the first one is really going to trip me up, and that's keyword content. And I say trip me up because I've got a whole lot of training videos on keywords already, right? So you need to go and do the keyword training courses. On top of it, I'm going to have other courses on other portions of it related, like silo structure, which is on the silo structures on the content creation side of it. And so they also, I cover them in such detail that I don't need to do it for you here. But I'm going to give you the basics of it so that if you are bone lazy or don't have the energy to get through all of the keyword training, you do need to do keyword training no matter what. But you might want to just kind of do a shortcut version. I guess I should do one day do shortcut for everything, but it's very naughty. Anyway, I'm hoping that I cover enough of the rest of it in here for you so that you can kind of do that. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start. By the way, if it starts to take too long, I'll stop and do more videos for these bits. Let's go to this very first section now. I've said here for publish your pages in order of navigation, core, silo. Okay, so now this is talking where you've done your keyword research, right? And you've done your niche research. And what you've got then is some kind of structure to what. So let me explain to you. The navigation pages are what you would see on your menu that you want people to go and see and find. In other words, it's direct linking to push them like sheep into the direction you want to herd them to, where you want them to go to make a decision to find what they want. It's also in your navigation pages that they expect to find. So not everybody feels the urge to, I'm terrible, I love to tell people about me. You could get me started and I'll talk for a week. In fact, if you go to any of my about me pages, most of them are just full of jokes and I have more fun than you can believe. So, but a lot of people, for good reason, feel that it's totally frivolous and they don't want to have about me pages, but you need it because more people need to feel if they can trust you. They need to feel they need to learn about you. Oh, look, he went to ABC school. Oh, look at that. He's got an Oxford University, whatever it is that gives them that warm, fuzzy feeling. It doesn't matter whether it's a shared country or a shared sport. Somewhere along the line, they start to feel they kind of feel. Equally, by the way, you got to be careful, that you don't scare them away because you're a Nazi or something. So I mean a real one, and so that they'll think, what? I'm not gonna. So yeah, so you got to be careful too, because in truth, I also believe that people should only buy or use you for what they really need, and it doesn't matter if you wear pink tights to Walmart every day. Please don't do that either. So your navigation is about order there. Your core pages are in fact your big 5 or 10 or 3 keyword pages that you really need those rankings. These are the ones that get the most searches. They're going to bring you the most buyer traffic, and you'll plan your keywords to your next level of that. Your core pages needn't be on your navigation, or they might be, depends on your niche and what you've chosen. Your silo structure is pure keyword stuff, and it pretty much builds this pyramid well, let's just leave it as pyramid up to your core pages or your navigation. Okay, so if you've planned your keyword content correctly, then you know the layout of your page, right? So let's get to the next one. Keep the content to competition size pages. Yeah, so now this is an SEO thing. Every time you should do this. You don't have to, but it's a tweak that works. So bear it in mind. Every time you publish a page for a keyword, go and search for that keyword and go and have a look at what your competition are doing. I had a client, I don't know if I've still got her or not. I had a client who I advised her to write 6,000 word pages for core content. And I still believe that's the right way. Because, well, that becomes a true, skyscraper piece, whatever the word is you want to give it. I've got other words for it, some rude words too, because 6,000 words is a chunk of stuff. But so I advised her to do all of that, and then finally when I went to go and check out our opposition, none of them had more than 300 pages, so 300 words. The point was that the pages that were ranking for different reasons than good content. They were ranking because of because of the age of their site, because of backlinks to there, so etc. All you had to do before you went and write out 6,000 words is go and check out your competition on that keyword. Not overall competition. If you're in Boston Terrier t-shirts, I must go and look at Boston Terrier gifts for her. Different keyword, and when I go there, whoa, these are the people. Then I go and look at their web, eyeball it. By the way, there's software to do that, but for now, you just go and look, open the page, go and have a look. Copy and paste it if you like. Dump it into Word and tell you how many words are in there. So that way, you can even, down here, I'm going to teach you how to use software where you can really analyze those pages to like scare the living daylights out of you. Keep it simple in the beginning until you really need to tweak your site. Right, next one, plan your writing. Now, I have mentioned this, and I'm going to point it out to you again. This SEO stuff is kind of the wiring or the structure or the framework, the lattice work of how the coding and the HTML stuff, JavaScript, etc. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's the stuff under the hood that Google sees. Google's not a human being. Google comes along, it's a bot. It comes along and looks, oh, HTML code here, oh, link to there. So Google's not reading what you do, and SEO is about doing that correct. But a huge amount of your SEO is related to how people react to your site. So Google can see if somebody searches for, I've got no idea, topless pictures of Boston Terriers. Please don't post those. You will, I think they do actually on the Boston site, so they don't call it that. So that's your keyword. If you, let's just put something else, Boston t-shirts, Boston Terrier t-shirt gifts. If they pitch up at that page and you don't have a single t-shirt on it, what are they going to do? They're going to think, nah, and they're going to bail, right? They're gone off of your site in 2 seconds. It's called sticky. That was the opposite of sticky. So you're gone and Google thinks, really? I sent that person to that page and they bailed. I sent another person and they bailed. A third person. You know what? By then, Google's taken you from page 2 and put you to page 3 because they think correctly so that your page is not relevant. So that's how Google judges page relevance by sticky. So your writing must be so readable and so cool. Here we go. Style. Let's jump deeper into this then. That people hang around, people want to read it, people enjoy where they're going, they relax on your page and start to trust you and therefore are more apt to follow a link and buy something from you. Okay, so let's go to plan your writing. The length of it depends on your keyword, the strength of your keyword. Let's just quickly say a rule of thumb is 4,000 to 6,000 words for the very, very big keywords. We're talking 10,000 searches or more. After that, pages of 600 or 700, 800 words is fairly common. When you get down to 200 or 300 words, it's just a quick little post on a short-tailed thing and start to be careful. However, having said that, all of them should always have the cool stuff in it. I don't know if I've actually put it in here. Page style, I do in other places. But your page should have, every page should have preferably a video, images, of course. So let's say you had on the length, we're still here on length. If you had a lengthy page of 6,000, you're going to need 5 or 6 or 7 images on there, maybe even 2 videos. If you've got a 500 word page, 1 video and 1 image is fine. If you've got 250 words, well, 1 video or 1 image is fine. So can you see it kind of balances out? Okay, now when I say plan your writing, I haven't kind of put this in here, and I'm just going to say this. When you write, it's in the keyword training, so but let me cover it here. Remember, people are, in South Africa the word is doof, which really means dull. which means stupid. And I know politically correct, my filter's just shitty, okay? So people are stupid, and that's fine. Accept it as it is. Even clever people behave stupidly when it comes to how they consume things. And social media and the new world has taught us to stop doing things the slow and enjoyable and really enjoy it. We fast forward through movies. We never watch the end of it because we get bored halfway. And we used to bite-sized snippets of things. We consume bit contents of things via our phones. That's extremely unhealthy for us mentally, I suspect, but it is what it is. So, on your content, know that you must do short sentences, short paragraphs, bullet points, titles all the time, bold every now and again. You've got to make it that scanner, that guy who's searching for that keyword, fast speed, they call it speed reading. No, it's not. They like to think they read it fast. No, they didn't. They looked at all the red titles, figured that's the important stuff, clicked out at the end because they didn't want to read all the details. It's cool. Google reads the details. Some people do too. Generally speaking, you want to keep people on your page for a minute or two, and in doing so, have paragraphs together, style them together. So keep it in bunches of informative, call them snippets, but they're little paragraphs. So yeah, plan your writing that way. Right. Now, again, from an SEO point of view, even though it's a content thing, is remember to keep your style the same. So if you are always, by the way, I love to think that I try and keep my stuff serious, and I can't. So I've now given up, and I know that I make too many jokes. So I kind of talk along a fun way of doing it, and naturally. I write and make videos with no filter. It's how I speak and think, and it is what it is, okay? A lot of people far prefer to keep it tidy, neat, and technical or informative. I'm just saying, if you do this, stick to your style. Keep that style throughout. If you employ somebody to write for you, tell them, hey, hello, this place is known for its relaxed nature. Jokes every now and again. Or don't employ somebody that's going to be all sort of, in my eyes, anal, but I really, mean technical. And it's probably the right way, by the way. I bet you're wishing that I would talk less. I'm at 12 minutes and actually I'm finished keyword content. So from an SEO point of view, your keyword content is vital. I don't know, let's just check keywords in content. I do talk about it, okay? So keyword mix, content mix, I do. Okay, so it's covered. Keyword density, I do cover it over and over again. Before we get there, let me just cover it for you once quickly up here. In amongst your keyword content, if your page is, the title is Plan Your Writing, don't put that word in those three, that order, plan your writing. Today I'm talking about how you can plan your writing, because it's very important that you know how to plan your writing, because if you don't plan your writing, then the lack of planning in your writing is going to get you into trouble. So follow my story here on how to plan your writing, and Google's going to screech and explode. So you literally will call it Plan Your Writing. In your H1 title down here, you'll see I do cover this. You will mention it in this order once more. You will say this page is in detail on tricks to help you plan your writing. And then perhaps down the bottom you'd say, well, thank you for reading this Plan Your Writing page. But after that, do not even search for them and try not to even put them in the same order. So you can talk about writing and planning, but you can talk about content structuring. And can you see those are called LSI keywords, by the way? It doesn't really matter. Just know that you must kind of talk around the words and still say what you need to say without saying plan your writing. Like, by the way, in the old days, and it still counts to these days, but in the old days you could literally buy software. Even I suspect you can do it for keyword density, they call it. I probably even mentioned it. I think I did. I saw it down here. And it doesn't matter. Where it warned you not to have more than 3% of your keyword in your page, or you're going to get banned for 3%. It's absolute hogwash. But I get that they knew that. In fact, if anything, you leave a footprint, and that's dangerous. In case I forget to ever tell you again, SEO is also part. Google's trick is to look for that footprint, where if you're using software, and there is software, but I'm not going to teach you to use it, that software, the bad software, that you literally fill in the dots, fill in the blocks, and then you publish it. The problem is that those blocks are filled in by another 10,000 people, and pretty soon all of these websites have all got that kind of, dogleg hiccup walk going on. Oh, there's a dogleg hiccup walk page that Google can spot and thinks, So sorry, 15 minutes is enough. Let me get out of here. Keyword content, we're going to get onto on-page SEO next. Okay, catch you in the next video. Cheers.